Hey Flosstube, remember me? It's Julie, the Gulf Coast Stitcher, and I'm back for a brief video. Super brief. Life update real quick. So if you follow me on social media, if we're friends, if you're a customer of mine, if you're just a Flosstube viewer who pops in randomly, you probably have heard or seen an update that I had Achilles tendon surgery. So real quick, what that's about is I don't have a great story behind it. I didn't get attacked by a shark or a bear, or I wasn't in an athletic accident or anything exciting. I had a heel spur. Here's TMI moment. Okay. I had a heel spur, so your Achilles tendon runs along from your calf. It's what holds your calf down to your heel bone to give you flexion and dorsiflexion with your foot. Okay, I'm not a doctor. This is just what I've gathered from my experience. So right at the point where it inserts into your heel, we'll say right here. That was a really bad way to do it. It would be like right here, I guess. I had a heel spur that was steadily sawing at that Achilles tendon over the years. It flared up, had gone down. I've been dealing with it a long time. If you were at Midwest Cross Stitchers in Amana, I love you, I miss you. If you were there, you know I was in a boot most of that time. I was just trying to get through. And I may be a little bit stubborn and a little bit controlling. And I was just in denial that it needed to be fixed. And then it got to the point where I was limping everywhere. I went to the doctor in August. He told me it might get better. It might not. Wear your boot all the time. Sleep in your boot. Wear your boot all the time. It may or may not get better. You may need surgery. It got progressively worse. And when surgery came upon me, it happened very quickly. I had an MRI. The MRI revealed that my tendon was 70% ruptured, severed, whatever the word is. So the surgeon explained to me that basically the surgery would be as bad as it gets, which was his words, for orthopedics, and basically that he would go in and reshape my heel, get rid of all the nasty spurs, make everything nice. Then he would cut out the bad portion of the tendon, and he explained it like it would take a while because it's like sewing two ends of frayed rope together. So there's a lot of meticulous work there, but he assured me he's a good seamstress and he did a fantastic job. My hair's crazy today. And so, yeah, so that's what happened. So I have a new everything's new. I have about a 9, I think the last time I measured it, it was 9, almost 10-inch incision from my heel straight up the back to my calf. And yeah, I'm not bearing weight, so my Christmas was a blur. Y'all probably saw the video from Sarah coming home. She was sweet enough, amazing, to do a short video to kind of keep everybody updated and just be in touch with everyone. I've had such an outpouring of love and support over the holidays. I thank you so much. A special thank you to anyone who sent me a message, a card, a gift. There were dark days. There still are dark days. Becoming dependent is really a mind trip. And there's been some people that got me through it for sure. I'd like to say special thanks to Colette, the Highway Stitcher, Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher, Lori Texstylust, of course, Robbie and Sarah, anyone, Chrissy Etzel, anyone who sent messages, cards, checked on me, Kyle, I swear I'm not a horrible friend. I just happen to be like a drug-induced coma every time you text me, and I don't see it for a long time. But everyone who has reached out, I love you. Thank you so much. So, will I walk again? Absolutely. I don't know when that'll be. So, I have a knee scooter. So, I haven't done a Christmas update. I got nothing Stitchy related. My family knows better than to do that because if I want something, I buy it for myself. But what I did buy for myself this year was all of the necessary things that you need to have a foot surgery that's going to put you down. Now, this is a foot surgery because it involves tendons, ligaments, muscles. It's a little bit different than like if you had like a bunion removed or something like that. Like this is at 12 weeks. The hope is at the 12-week mark that I will be able to be partial weight bearing. Let that sink in. So that means I'll still have to have crutches, walker, scooter. So what did I buy myself for Christmas? Here we go. This is exciting stuff. A booster seat for the toilet. This is a necessity. A shower seat, a scooter, a walker, crutches, a boot to sleep in. I already have Peggy, my regular boot. What else did I have to buy myself? A wedge pillow to prop my leg up at night. 1,000 bags of frozen peas to ice all the time, which I'm not going to get into the horror that is when you let the peas melt and the bag busts and it smells everywhere. So yeah, my sweet husband has been the primary caregiver for me. Him and Sarah split the duties, but since she's gone back to school, he has done amazing things. And let me tell you, I get grouchy. There's nothing quite as humbling as having your husband have to lift your naked body into a step-in shower that only has a 3-inch threshold, but you can't hop a 3-inch threshold on one leg because you're drugged, and you can't put any weight on the other leg, and you have to have your leg in a garbage bag. And then, worse than getting put in the shower is when your husband has to come fetch you from the shower when you're all wet and slippery and pull you out of there. So, the good news is, progress, I can shower by myself now. But I still can't get down the front. We have like 3 little steps out of the house. He still has to literally pick me up and carry me down the threshold every day that I leave the house, which is only on the days I have to go to work. I return to work I work for the local state college. I return to work at a much slower campus where there's a lot less up-down work, and I can sit a lot, and I can remotely still do all my most of my duties. So they've been wonderful with that and accommodating, and that's awesome. So that's life update. That's probably all TMI, but whatever. It is what it is. So today, we're in a polar vortex. Polar vortex here in the panhandle of Florida. So what that means for us is I was messaging Michelle Reudy a couple nights ago, and it was like 75 degrees, and I was splayed out having a hot flash, sweat attack, splayed out in front of the air condition. No matter how much I take off, I'm still hot because of this boot. And this morning I woke up and it was 31 degrees. So for us, that's a polar vortex. So I don't have clothes for that. I don't have clothes for that. So I'm in my pajamas today. You're welcome. I'm in my pajamas because I'm a person who goes. I have to take, I very rarely sleep more than 4 or 5 hours a night. I've talked about this before. I'm all about wake up in the morning, eat all the frogs you can. If you need that frog reference, go to a previous video. Get everything knocked out, and my energy reserve, my tank, the gas light is on at all times since I've had this surgery. I think I've discussed before that I've had elbow surgery on both arms. So now my arms are doing so much work between crutches and like balancing myself. I literally teeter through rooms like I'm like I'm a drunken sailor in the high seas. I mean, I'm like bouncing between the rooms trying to keep a hand on something so I don't fall. I had one fall after surgery, and it was pretty intense and scary, and it set me back a little bit. But here I am. So my elbows are sore, my shoulders are sore. I've got a finite gas tank of energy. So I got up this morning. I took a shower. That's a victory. I blow dried my hair. Super victory. Put on a little bit of makeup for y'all. Triple victory. And then when it came time to get dressed, I said, I can't put on real clothes. First of all, it's freezing. So I'm in my matchy Anne Klein flannel pajamas because that's how I do. And if I were to go through all this, make a video in real clothes, I'd have to stay in them. Probably until tomorrow because I don't have the energy to change again. So flannel pajama time. I'm sure you don't mind. That's 10 minutes of a life update. It's been a long time, and I knew I'd have a lot to tell you. I'm trying to talk fast so that you don't get bored. I've watched a virtual boatload of Flosstube since I have been, I was home for 5 weeks, like I said, been back to work. This will be my second week. Today is Martin Luther King Day, so I'm home. I'm a procrastinator, so I have a giant stack of sales receipts to go through for my taxes, my state taxes, which are due postmarked today, but it's a holiday, so I get an extra day to procrastinate. So I got a lot going on. Lots of people have said, I'm going to go through my whips, I'm going to go through some shop stuff. Lots of people have said, you know, who have messaged me like, well, the great news is at least you've got lots of time to stitch. Y'all, I have been drugged for the past, I was drugged for the first month. I'm good now. I can't take any NSAIDs, which are anything like Aleve, Motrin, ibuprofen, aspirin, things that reduce swelling and pain. I can't take those because gastric ulcer issues. And let me just say, a PSA, if you're somebody who's dealing with an ache and a pain, like for me it was my elbows, and your solution to that is downing tons of Motrin and Advil and Aleve because it helps you, it does help. Big Pharma will be sure to tell you how much it helps, but it just tears your stomach lining up. So please, if you're doing Aleve, Motrin, ibuprofen, any NSAIDs, first of all, take it with food. Second of all, be careful. Be very, very careful. My husband, who is as healthy as an ox. Oh, I'm sorry. My notifications are on because Sarah is in snow in Tennessee, and I'm paranoid. I have to make sure she's safe and gets everywhere safely. My husband is as strong as an ox. Thank God he can get me up and down the stairs. Thank God he's bigger than me. Y'all, that's a real concern. And if he takes like aspirin or Advil, he's got heartburn for 3 days. And I'm telling you, it's because it's just, it's not good for you. So anyway, I can't do any of that. So I was on the hardcore drugs, and now I'm on nothing other than Tylenol, and I'm doing okay. I'm fatigued. The biggest thing for my pain levels is I'm exhausted. I'm fatigued. Everything is taxing. Everything. Peggy is heavy, my boot. She is a cam walking boot. Google her. I think she weighs about 5 pounds. That's heavy when you got no leg muscle left on that side anymore. I know I had a real crazy moment when I looked down at my leg, and it's like a chicken leg. I've always wanted nice skinny chicken legs. I've always wanted little dainty ankles and nice chicken legs, and I got that on one side now. That's it. One side. So when I get to physical therapy and begin walking again, that's going to be that's going to be taxing. And I'm going to have to do it after work when I have to go. So, But my sweet husband takes me to and from work. I'll joke with him and say he's dropping me off at daycare, my backpack, my lunchbox. He gets me all set up. I look out the window and watch him leave. It's really something. But anywhoosies, enough about my life. That's what's going on. I will start with, I'm just going to go with what I have here in the pile. Just in case you're not into this video, let you know what we got going on. I'm going to do a little bit of shop parade, a little bit of whips, and I only have had 2 acquisitions. So I haven't had many acquisitions because it's not wise to shop while medicated. I got this. This was a unicorn for me. I'm not trying to rub it in or anything, but I got this for $9.99. $9.99. Free shipping. U.S. delivered. Perfect condition except for there's one page. There's one page in here that looks like it got stuck together with another page as I was flipping through it. And I could care less because this was a unicorn thing for me. I plan on reading this cover to cover at work on my break because I'm stuck there. So that's going to happen. There are some charts in here too, but how did I do this? I had a save search on eBay. And every once in a while, someone just wants to get rid of stuff and they don't want to do the bidding wars and all that. So it was a buy it now for $9.99 free shipping. Score. So I got that. Haven't gone through it yet. Like I said, I'm just getting to the time in my recovery where I can stay awake if I'm seated, to be honest with you. All right. This is full of everything. Lisa Smith, the Kindred Stitcher. I used to think that I only liked vinyl fronted bags. I was kind of snobby about that. I've ordered a few bags that were not vinyl front, and I was unimpressed. If you sent me a bag that wasn't vinyl front, don't take that as a jab. It's just not my jam normally. But this puppy it's got so much stuff in it. It has a vinyl fronted bag in it. But when we were in Amana, Lisa Smith went to the Wool and Needle, got amazing fabrics, came back, showed them to me. I drooled all over them. I bought a bag right there on the spot that she had already done. And she had this fabric. And I said, are you going to make that into a project bag? She said yes. Then I said, what about the lining? And she had a beautiful red fabric. I'm not going to talk about fabric like I know what it is, what it means, what it is. But I want to say she had a red French General. That sounds right. And I said, Lisa, I would love that bag with a plum lining that picked up that color. So Lisa disappeared for a couple hours. I didn't think nothing of it. I thought she was out shopping. She came back. She had went back to the Wool and Needle and bought this liner fabric and showed it to me. And I was like, sold. I want one. And then life happened and I had surgery and the postman scared the life out of me and knocked on the front door. It's scary whenever you can't answer the door because you can't get up and move and somebody knocks on it and you're home alone. That's scary. But it was my sweet FedEx or UPS guy. Maybe Postal Service. It was somebody. They brought this to me. Lisa, thank you. I love you. You know that this is special to me. So thank you. Brought a lot of joy to me. It's slap full of everything Prairie Schooler. So I have Prairie Schooler Santas and I have my, this is a big old bag. I've got Prairie Schooler Santas. I've recently started stitching on, I call them the Transportation Santas. We'll look at the chart in a minute. The one with the hot air balloon. So I love this. Thank you. This came, Colette sent me a red work sampler, a red work chart, which I didn't bring with me. Chrissy Etzel sent me a wonderful little keeper, a little, I don't even know what you call them. I'm going to show you one that looks like it, but the one that Chrissy sent me is by my chair. So that's a part of the recovery situation when things are by my chair, my Chariot. You guys have seen that. If you want to tour the Chariot and the pit, that's in a previous video. The pit is the area between the Chariot and the wall. And as I couldn't walk at all, and as I couldn't use my knee scooter in the first month of recovery because it put too much pressure on that giant 10-inch zipper that was up the back of my leg, I would just ask my husband, can you bring me this? And he would just pile it around me. So now I get out of the shower and I'm like, I need my face lotion. It's by the Chariot. I need to make sure I put on deodorant. Where's that at? Oh, I remember that fell down in the pit last night when I was reaching for a project bag because it was next to my chair. So those are all things. But anyway, look at this, y'all. Look at this. There's my $9.99. $9.99 UPS media mail that I paid for. The Blackbird design. So save a search. Save a search and don't jump on the first thing you see. All right. So whips. Let's see if there's a whip in here. I'm going to do whips and then I'm going to do shop stuff. If y'all want to fast forward through me, you can. Oh, here we go. I normally don't ever use a hoop, but my elbows and hands are super, super sore from teetering around everywhere. So I'm using a hoop. I like 5 or 4 inch. This is an Edmonds hoop. They're like $5, something like that. At your needlework shop or through me. So I'm working on the, I call them, I think they're called Santa rides. We'll find the chart in a minute. But this is the hot air balloon one because while I was in a semi-conscious state during Christmas break, Sarah and Dan and I watched The Aeronauts on Amazon Prime. It's a great movie. It was a stressful movie, but it's about Eddie Redmayne is in it, and I can't remember the other girl's name, and it's about some hot air balloonists that went over 30,000 feet in a hot air balloon. Never gonna happen. I'm not a thrill seeker, and I'm for sure not going to do that. But that made me think of them, and I could sit there and stitch on that. So I worked on that. I don't even know where the chart is. It's probably in the pit somewhere. Oh, here we go. So this will also be in a shop update because this was reprinted and re-released on paper. I know we've all talked about this 1,000 times, but I'd be willing to pay a couple extra bucks if Hoffman would reprint on cardstock. Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe they're not allowed to or something. I don't know. But I am a super fan of all things Americana and transportation, and I love American Pickers. I love barn finds and old transportation stuff. So, and I love Prairie Schooler. So this one speaks to me. I do have this in the shop now. I changed the colors. I used whatever I had downstairs because I can't go upstairs, y'all. I'm living, if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you should, GulfCoastStitches. My sweet husband in his like mechanical mind, was able to, and when he was telling me what he's going to do, I couldn't see it happening. He was able to reposition the monstrosity of a, sectional couch that we have in our house. This couch is such a eyesore, and it's so busted in. It is comfy, and it's a nice couch, but he's had it forever, since way before me, and we call it Ted. I don't know why. I don't know when that started, but he repositioned the parts of Ted, took off the cushions, and was able to fit. This is a monstrosity. He was able, in one section of it, he was able to fit a twin mattress, which is now my bedroom and the living room. So before surgery, when I was gathering up all my goodies, I just grabbed a handful of things I thought would be easy for me to work on, and I brought them downstairs. So all my floss is upstairs. All my linen is upstairs, unless I already kitted it. So I used what I had. It works. I always have a Prairie Schooler going, and most of them use the same colors. So that's what's going on with that. Alright, so there's one whip. 22 minutes in. Y'all, I'm so sorry I talked way too much about my personal stuff, but I haven't been around. I want you to know what happened. Number one question I keep getting from everybody is, are you still going to market? I sure hope so. I'm going to leave it at that. I sure hope so. Market is Sarah's, beginning of Sarah's spring break. It is her birthday. March the 6th is Sarah's birthday. We have plans to go. It'll just depend how I'm progressing, honestly. I will not make that trip if I can't at least be partial weight bearing. I'm not going to try to navigate that. I will get so excited. I'll jump up. I'll tear my foot up. We'll be all the way up in Nashville. And I'll be trying to bobble through. So, if prayer's part of what you do, say a prayer for me, because I really want to get to market. I really, really want to get to market. Gary Parr, if you're watching, thank you for reaching out to me a few times, and I'm sorry that we haven't connected. Life has been happening. If you're watching this video, you'll know that. But I definitely want to get up with Gary and at market at least. So I will still have all the market releases. I'm gonna do my best to get there. People keep asking. I'm gonna try. That's the best I can. That's the best I can say at this point. It's a goal. It is a goal. I have a doctor's appointment in February. If he can get me into PT, then it might be something we can make happen. Because I'm gonna do the work, y'all. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get back into shoes. That's the goal. Because I'm over Peggy. Okay, this is a whip. Is a gift for Sarah for Christmas. I didn't finish it. But I know how I'm going to finish it, and I have the frame already, and I don't have the chart was an Etsy chart. but it's Florida. I love it. It looks like an entry to a dictionary. I'm sure there's a technical term for that. Florida noun. I love that it has the pronunciation Florida because that's how we say it down here. We don't say I can't even fake say it. It's Florida. And I changed the words a little bit. It did say land of the Everglades, public subs. It'll pass and adaptable folks. And I changed it to be more appropriate to us on the Panhandle here, and I made it land of sugar sand beaches, public subs, fixin' to. And adaptable folks. So I have a really cute whitewash, like coastal looking frame I'm going to put this in. It's stitched on 32 count felt. And I love it. So this is going to Sarah in her dorm, so she'll remember Florida. I'm sure she's thinking about it right now because it's 9 degrees real feel in Nashville. So Robbie made me this. This is what so Chrissy Etzel bought me one of these at the quilt shop in Amana when her and her family returned after we were at the retreat there. I'm obsessed. Robbie made this. I keep trying to convince Robbie to make these and that I would be happy to sell them for her on the shop. I'm sure y'all would be happy to buy them, but look at this. I love it. It's felt. It's got these, the fact that it has these little pocket, I stick my scissors in here. That's not what it's intended for. There's no magnets. You don't need magnets. I just stick my scissors in one of these holes, fold it up, close it down. It's perfect for work. It's small. I don't know what you call it. It's a thread. It's an orc keeper. But this one Robbie made. Chrissy Etzel sent me one that made me so happy. But it's by the chair, so I can't go get it right now. This was another acquisition. I'm all over the place, but hey, I can't believe I'm still going strong at 27 minutes, y'all. I bought this from Lori Brechlin, Not Forgotten Farm. My needles sharp, my needles sharp, and my hand swift. It's a small. You put these rings on it to put floss on. I'm gonna finish it. Oh well. I'm going to ask someone else to finish it just like this. I'm not going to do it. But I love it. I've got some smalls exchanges coming up. I want to make these for like 4 people, just 4 people that I love. It's DMC. It's so cute. And then the fabric that I'm going to use for my first 2, because I can get 2 on this small cut of fabric, is XG Design Jack-o'-lantern. So that's what I'm going to do. At least for 2 of them because they'll fit, and I just like that they're kind of grungy. So, but my floss is upstairs, so that'll happen whenever I can get up the stairs. When can I move upstairs? At the 12 to 18 week mark. So I'm halfway there. Okay. What else? I got one more whip to show you, and then we'll be on the shop stuff, and I'll be off of here. Bag made by Robbie. Look at this. You guys, if you guys have been following me for any length of time, you're gonna go back and binge old videos. I have a blue heron. He's not a pet, but we live on the water, and he lives here too, and his name is Frank. Frank is short for Francis the Dramatic because he's dramatic. Extremely dramatic. Yes. We are now in at least the 2nd generation of Frank that we know of, but you know how it goes. Alright, so in here, got this in Amana from Suzette, the Primitive Stitcher. Dead on the floor, how much I love this. Floss Keeper. She makes these. She puts these great little legend cards in there. I can't bring myself to write on them because I reuse them over and over again. And all my floss for one of my projects is in here. I don't have the picture of it. You've probably seen it. Abby Rose Design, a Christmas pillow. I started this in Amana. I had the word and I had this leaf done. So last night I did the rest of this. I am going to try to finish the leaves today. That's my goal. Although my elbows and wrists and this band right here, you have a band right there. I want to say it's called an IT band. I'm not 100% on that. It's all sore. It's all sore from walking with my upper body more than my lower body. So that is happening. That's a focus piece just because it's downstairs. It's easy. It's a lot of fill in. I still have my Prairie Schooler alphabet down here. I still have my Prairie Schooler Santas that I work on intermittently, but it's just whatever I feel like at the time. I mean, stitch what you like, right? For everybody in the Stitch 9 challenge, congratulations on those people who finished. Thank you so much, Michelle, Reudy, for keeping up with all that. And Michelle, Reudy, let me tell you that your sweet puppy and his escapades, Henry, have brought me a ton of joy while I've been watching your Insta stories. So keep that up, girlfriend. I love it. Also, thanks to Michelle Reudy, in a way back a long time ago Insta story, she mentioned Home Chef. So I can't go to the grocery store. We don't get fresh Amazon Fresh delivery here because we're in the Panhandle, where I guess there's not a huge demand for it. So my husband's been doing all the grocery shopping. He's been doing all the cooking. He's been doing all the everything, and I just feel like I want to help him in some way. So on a whim, I thought, well, that's one way I can help. At least that's I think I ordered 5 meals a week. So that's 5 meals a week that at least we have everything here for. We don't have to have that conversation of, what do you want for dinner tonight? I don't care. What do you want for dinner? Because I don't feel like eating. I don't feel like eating, and then he doesn't feel like cooking, and then we're both hangry because we're starving by the time we decide what to eat, and then it's like a sandwich because by the time we decide what it's going to be, we don't have time to thaw anything out or get anything ready. So that is that's why I went with Home Chef. I'm gonna try it. We'll try I might try the different services. I think I might try Blue Apron and HelloFresh as well once we get through this first month of Home Chef and see what works best. So I'll do an unboxing on Instagram Live because that is out for delivery today. So I'm kind of excited about it. Every time you have to do something that you don't want to, like go to the grocery store, think about me. Think about me sitting here in this house, if I'm not at work, sitting at work where I've been left because I can't drive because it's my right foot. Think about me sitting here and know that if I could, I would love to go to the grocery store. But in the meantime, I'll or Home Chef. I keep wanting to say Hello Chef. I don't know why. So that's that. All right. I keep looking out the window because we have a bald eagle nest. We have a bald eagle nest in a tree right outside the window. I hope they make it there. I feed a lot of squirrels and a lot of raccoons and Charlie the bear, so I don't know if it was the best place for them to set up residency, but oh well. We'll see. Okay, so I wanted to mention Vonna, Pfeiffer, and Gary. If you're not listening to Fiber Talk, what the heck is the matter with you? But if you are listening to Fiber Talk, you may not realize that they do a live on YouTube, ? Every Friday night. They did one today on Saturday, which was a finishing. I don't normally get to catch them live because life, but they upload them to the Fiber Talk YouTube channel. I'm not going to link anything today. I may go back and link after this uploads tomorrow or the next day or whenever I have time, but I told y'all my energy gas tank is right here. What was I going to do? Oh, I'm going to show you, I'm going to look up while I'm here. I don't want to speak out of turn. Thank you for bearing with me. Hold on one second. This is important news, folks. Okay. All right. So Vonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher. You know her. You love her. If you don't, we can't be friends because I love her. She is the moderator for the Little House and Country Cottage Needleworks page on Facebook. That page is Little House and Country Cottage Stitching Group. So Google it. She's doing a sampler Sunday stitch along. So I'm going to show you some items I have in the shop. Whether they fit in these parameters or not is up to you. I really don't think that Vonna will police you and say, put that down on Sunday. But she does like you to post your events. So here's what it says. This is coming directly from Vonna's post. I'm just going to read this to you. Sampler Sundays. Choose a sampler to stitch for the year 2020. Stitch it whenever you want or on Sundays alone and share your progress each Sunday evening for Sampler Sunday. There are 52 Sundays to complete this project. Any Little House or Country Cottage sampler is acceptable for the stitch along. Samplers are defined as, this is from Vonna. This is the authority. She wouldn't like me to call her that, but the authority of all things Little House and Country Cottage. Vonna says, samplers are defined as any body of work containing letters or numbers along with a picture or scene. That gives you a huge, it doesn't have to be an ABC. It says clearly, any body of work containing letters and numbers. Letters or numbers along with a picture or scene. That's a lot of charts. Anyway, so I'm going to go through some oldies that I have here in the shop that are Little House or Country Cottage that will, it's up to you whether or not they fit in those parameters or not. I'm not the what is a sampler police person, and I hope I don't drop them on the floor because there's one thing I can't do is pick stuff up off the floor. But here's what we got. These are all on the shop. Many of them are discounted. Some of them are discounted up to 30%, folks. So if you're wanting to participate and you can't figure out what you're going to do, you could do any of this. These are not all going to count as samplers, but letters and a scene. This is Every Heart from Country Cottage. Like that. These do not have, okay, so glitter, all the glitter villages. I don't need to go through those with you. They don't have letters. This chart is marked down to $4.80 on my shop. Feeling Beachy Keen, letters, scene, sampler? I don't know. But marked down to $4.80. And I have not been commenting very much because I've been watching on the big TV. That's a benefit to living in the living room is when everybody else goes to bed, Flosstube is on the big TV. But I don't know how to comment on the TV. Okay, Land of Liberty, Country Cottage Needleworks. Letters and a scene. We're really stretching the, I'm just saying, stitch what you want. If you don't want to post it in Vonna's group, you don't have to, but mark down $7. Happy holidays. I wouldn't really call that a scene, but it's cute. Buffalo check. I think if I did this, and I may do this because I have stuff down here I can do it with. I think I would change the black buffalo check to red gingham and red letters because that would just match my aesthetic at my house more. So maybe you have a contemporary home that would look better in. All the Welcome to the Forests. All the Welcome to the Forest are marked way down. I have all of the different ones. If you include the banner, letters, these are scenes. I'm stretching y'all, but stitch what you want when you want. How you want. Oh my gosh, I love this. Farm Fresh. I need to do this. I would probably prim the colors down because that's just how Julie does things, but Farm Fresh Country Cottage. My Country. Those colors wouldn't work for me either because that's just not my jam, but totally could change it. Look at this. So this used to be a thread pack and they came one little vignette at a time and they came with the floss that you need and they were re-released all in one. So cute. That's Summer Seascape. I'm trying to go quick because I've had y'all for 39 minutes. Mama needs to get back in her chair. Okay. I have a few of the Jack's Tree Farm. I'm not going to go through those, but they're marked down. Some of those are marked down to $5. Okay, look at this. This is an oldie. I love the oldies. 2015. That's not that old. My House, My Home, My Hand. Look at that. That's a sampler to me. It's got a scene. It's got letters. You can date it. Heck yes. I'm here for it. 2016. Here's the church. Y'all. Here is the church. Here's the steeple. Open the door, and there are the people. I love that. More Jack's Tree Farm. I need to get those in the same folder. I've got all the Jack's Tree Farm. Most of them are discounted by 30% or more. Okay. Last little bit. Oh my gosh. If I knew Vonna was going to do this before my surgery, I would have kitted this. I guess I could ask my husband to bring all my floss downstairs. He'd be thrilled about that. He would say, you mean the 20 projects that you have next to your chair that you're only stitching 10 minutes a night on are not enough? No, there's now a sow. The Homestead Sampler. Y'all, dig it. It is so cute. I love it. I'm trying to get where there's not glare because it's a sunny and crisp day here. This is a sampler for sure. It says so in the name. I love that. Home of the Needleworker Square. This is the new one. Including the floss pack. On clearance for $8.50. The Four Seasons. That's definitely a sampler. That's not. I have a couple of these girls left on clearance. Sugar and Spice. They're not samplers, but they're cute. Alright, so that's some Little House and Country Cottage that I have from the archives of the shop. And now, straight out of the delivered package from Hoffman's, let's see what's new to the shop. What is this called? It says filling. I think it's called Pop's Filling Station. Yeah, Pop's Filling Station. I love all things Americana. I love all things transportation. I love all things antique. This has to happen for me. So if you go to my Wayback videos and my Wayback Instagram, you'll see that I did the first 5 in the hometown holidays all in one like town scene. And I have it mounted and backed with gingham. And my plan was to do them 5 at a time in rows like that and display them all together. I did the first 5, but plans. Here's Santa Rides. This is what I was talking about. Santa Rides. I call it the Transportation Santas or the Hot Air Balloon Santas, but that's the one I'm working on. Mary Pin Pillow. This must happen. Stat. These are all Chessie and me's. Stella's Sleigh Ride. These pictures are not great, and plus I have it in the package still, but it's finished in a sleigh, which is kind of cool. Speaking of finishing, I feel like this has been the talk about Vonna and Gary hour, but I'm asking for Christmas and for my birthday for next year, I'm asking to finishing funding for my gifts for my family to get for me. And I'm going to send it all to Vonna whenever she gets to it. Whenever. I've got stuff in the under the bed box that it could have been sitting in her cave for a year and I wouldn't have noticed the difference. But watching her Saturday video, I didn't watch it live, I watched it back, and my husband watched it with me. And Gary, let me just say that the fact that you're doing the thing that you're doing for needlework and like bringing the discussion to the forefront that it's not just a woman's hobby. It doesn't have to be, My husband's not interested in stitching. He thinks it's cool. He likes to see what I'm doing, but he could care less. But he was kind of interested in Vonna's finishing tutorial because he is a tinkerer. He's a handy person. I noticed he was watching a video on his tablet, and I was watching Vonna on the big TV, and he would look up when she would talk about her tools, how she did things, how she stored things, and he was kind of interested. He was super into the way she stored her glue. He thought that was cool, and like the mat board cutter and all that. He was definitely there for that. So, one thing I took away from that video is that, I don't care how much it costs. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not a finisher. I don't enjoy the process. I don't enjoy the finishing. I enjoy the, when it's done. Sarah likes to do it, and she's an amateur. She does great. But watching Vonna actually do that in real time made me appreciate even more how long it takes to do it. Their video is like an hour, and she doesn't get finished her second thing that she starts. She finishes the first. She finishes a flat fold. But even that, she finished because she had the mat board pre-cut, she had the fabric pre-cut, she had her glue there, she had her everything was there. She's got awesome tutorials if you decide you want to do that yourself. But even that said, even with all that done, it took her a lot of time, and she's got every tool. I don't want to do that. I'm so grateful that she does it, and I hope she continues to do it. And I know there's other fantastic finishers out there. But yeah. So that's my rant about that. I don't even know why I went down that rabbit hole, but, I don't know. Peace and Goodwill sampler. I know these are Christmas. I know we're past Christmas, y'all. I was I was laying in state in the living room when this package came in from Hoffman, but, some people stitch Christmas all year, and it's never too late to gather it for next year. Christmas blessings, another sled finish. We don't have snow here. I think I've talked about before that I want to love snowmen. I want to love snowy scenes. We don't have snow here. So I feel like a poser putting snowy things up in my house. But, we don't have a farm either, and I live in a farmhouse on the beach. So I guess home for Christmas. So this scene here. Okay, first I was like, this is all I'm going to do. And then I'm like, well, snap, there's a cute Santa. And then I'm like, check that out. I'm going to do them all eventually. This scene is the same scene that's in, I don't know the names of the charts. I have them all in the shop. There's an autumn one. There is, I feel like there's a summer one. Anyway, it looks like the same neighborhood, the same little colony, but in the different seasons. And I think that's totally amazing. I love that. So, are you dead on the floor about this? So Kathy Barrick, watch her videos, watch her daughter's videos. They're fantastic. She has done a sampler in her, what she calls the brother series. This is the third one, representative of her third brother, I'm assuming. The youngest of three. It's stitched in NPIs as per usual, but I love stitching leaves. It's a lot of leaves. It's a stunner. I love birds. I live on the water. This needs to happen in the year 2026. That's what I'm hereby declaring this is in the 2026 plans. I love all the plan videos y'all are doing. I don't have any plans. My plan is to get in 2 shoes and be able to walk somewhere. And if I can do that, my plan is for 2020, my stitching plan is to be able to walk myself up the stairs. The stairs live right behind this wall, goes up to our bedrooms, and get in my stash and stitch what I want. Until then, I'm limited to what is by the Chariot. Now, don't get it twisted. There's at least 3 years. If it takes me 3 years to walk up these stairs, I will not be out of stuff to stitch. But that's my stitching plans. Here's a quilt shop. Another hometown holidays. And so the ones that came in this one were Pop's Fill-In Station and the quilt shop. These have to happen. Stat, right? Has to happen. Okay, so that's all I got. 49 minutes. I hope you hung out there. I know I did a lot of talking. I did more talking about my life than I normally do. I did more talking about my stuff. Please, I'm not looking for sympathy, pity, any of that stuff. Just know that, man, everything's an effort, right? Everything that we do every day. I appreciate people with physical challenges more than I ever have. If you want to do something kind that doesn't cost a thing, stay out of the handicap stall if you're not handicapped. That's real talk right there. I'm sitting there waiting with my knee scooter, my bag, my backpack, my crutch to try to use the restroom somewhere. About a 19-year-old kid comes out of the bathroom, been sitting in that handicap stall on her phone. I can hear the videos playing while I'm waiting on the bathroom. Really gotta go to the bathroom. Comes out of that bathroom stall, walking just fine. Still got her phone in her hand, still FaceTiming or doing whatever she was doing, with like 3 other empty stalls in the bathroom. So there's something kind that you can do. You might think, there's plenty of room in this bathroom. If anybody needs to use it, what's the harm in me going in the handicap stall where I got more room? Well, the harm is that I might come wheeling up in there behind you and need to use the bathroom. And yeah, so you want to pay forward a little kindness? Stay out of the handicap stall. Somebody might need it. Stay out of the handicap parking spots. I don't have a handicap sticker. I can't drive. I don't leave the house very much right now, other than getting dropped off somewhere. My husband will drop me at the curb, but still, be decent. Do the right things. I love y'all so much. Thank you for still subscribing. Speaking of subscribers, I'm shy of 4,000, not by too many. I've actually lost some subscribers since I haven't been posting that many videos. I think that's nuts. It would never occur to me to unsubscribe to somebody's videos that hasn't posted in a while, because then you're going to miss it when they do post. Michelle, Striped Rose, if you're watching this girl post a video, please. I'm sitting up at night scrolling through Flosstube, hoping one day you're going to pop up on there. I've lost some subscribers. There's a lot of new Flosstubers, a lot of new people to watch. It doesn't hurt you to hit that bell. If I do a video, it's going to pop up. It'll come up on your list if you're subscribed and logged in. But any hoosies, I'm going to do a big old giveaway for when I get to 4,000. So please like and subscribe, and let's get to 4,000. I've been gone a while. I've been at this for 2 years now. I've got what I would call a pretty successful online shop. Many of you are customers. Many of you, like me, I own a shop, and I still shop at other shops because I don't carry everything. I don't have the desire to carry every single thing. I try to carry things that are different, unique. I'm a sampler fan. Just scroll through the inventory on my website and you'll see what I'm into. The thing that blows my mind is how many people don't spend the time to hit the clearance page. I stalk Stash Unload and Stash Unloading and all those Facebook pages because, let's face it, we're all hoarders, right? Most of us. Some are more organized hoarders than others. But I still watch those things because you never know what you're going to find. And I have to bite my tongue. I do bite my tongue, but because I would be booted from the group if I didn't. But I see people buying stuff on Stash Unload for like twice what I have it for on my clearance page. So please, hit your clearance pages up. Check my clearance page. Check Kitten Stitcher's clearance page. Check Jen Stitchy Niche's clearance page. I hate to see somebody spending retail or more on Stash Unload for something that they're looking for when I've got it sitting there for 40% off or 30% off on my clearance page. So make sure you hit that. I always have free shipping over $150. Always. That's not a coupon code. It's automatically set. I always ship large orders in priority mailboxes with tracking. I always ship every single thing that comes out of my shop goes with a tracking number. And I just do that first class. So shipping is super reasonable and you get tracking. I don't sell what I don't have in stock unless I've made a human error, which has happened occasionally. Occasionally, I have an inventory error and then I have to make it right, make it up to you, and send it along to you when I get it. But 99.9% of the time, if it's on my shop, if it's listed there and it doesn't say pre-order, it's sitting here in my kitchen waiting for me to ship it to you. So that's a benefit. Anyway, I don't do these Flosstube videos to just promote my shop. I do them because I like watching them. I like adding content. I like seeing what other people do. And it's a way, I feel like it's kind of like a group chat, really, because it's how we keep in touch with each other, right? I don't know what I would do. I would feel so out of touch with some of my friends if they didn't do Instagram lives, Instagrams, and Flosstube for sure. It's a way to keep up with each other. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I love y'all. I'm going to upload this video. It was an hour long, and I'm going to go collapse somewhere, and hopefully with my stitching in hand. I love you so much, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.